Yeah. What's going on, people?
What is happening, my peoples? Welcome to episode number 2 of the Chop Up, man.
The Chop Up. Chop Up.
That was actually Divine, doing that cheeky thing. We don't have a DJ, all right? We are DJ-less. And that's how we like it. For now. Anyways, for now. So, yo, Divine, I'm pretty sure, or I don't know if you've seen it, but, well, let me get your thoughts. How do you feel about Flex? Funk Flex.
Funk Flex. Yeah,
Not Flex, that Flex.
Oh, sorry. Shout out to Flex. But anyways,
yes. How do you feel about
Funkmaster Flex? My bad.
Yes.
You know what? I have mixed emotions about Funkmaster Flex, man. I never really was a big fan of Funkmaster Flex in the interviews he did.
No. Okay.
Or just as a personality.
Well, personality, yeah. But you also have to remember, he's been around from time.
Oh, my God. So Flex has been around for a long time.
So this is what I'm saying. Like, when I ask you that question, I'm talking about as a whole, Flex as like a contributor to this culture from the beginning and up until now. Like, what's your thoughts on Flex?
I think he has a huge contribution to hip hop in general, but at the same time, there's a lot of things about Flex that I've been hearing lately that are bullshit.
He's doing a lot of fuck shit.
Like a lot of fuckboy shit, man.
I mean,
it seems, sorry to cut you off, but it seems as though he can't keep his tongue in his mouth, man.
I think he's doing it just for, just a trend. You know what I mean? Like, the thing about it is like in this like YouTube space, social media space, there's something called clickbait. Yeah. So you kind of say off the wall shit
to kind of grab attention.
Yeah, and people are like, "Whoa, you said that?" And Flex, again, he's been around for a minute, so people are gonna be like, "Okay, so Flex said some off the wall fuck shit."
Yeah,
I gotta hear that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Totally understand.
Like, remember when the Drake thing, obviously, he was the one who first popped off.
Yeah.
Oh, I got the reference tracks and all that shit. He tried to pop off with Jay-Z. He has a really big fucking mouth.
By mistake, I told you. I fucking told you. You Pac fans always talking that talk.
Shut a ball.
Shut a ball.
Shut a ball.
Came in there, popped himself in the leg. Popped himself first. That's what happened.
I said pop mistake with question mark.
Studio, he knew who approached him. He had to steal on him because he knew he had an issue out there. And when he got there, they was just going to take his jewelry. They didn't even touch him. He panicked, pulled out the steel, shot himself.
Listen, man.
Come on, man.
You know who he's talking about, right?
I know who he's talking about.
Tupac.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the thing.
I listened to that about 10 times. Surprisingly, come on, man.
What's your
Pac shot himself, man. Come on,
you know what?
Man.
You know what? Honestly, Divine, you weren't there.
But was Flex there?
This is the thing.
Flex might have heard something from somebody who might have fabricated a story based on hearsay. You know what I mean? But we weren't fucking there.
Okay, you know what? This is the other thing too. So Flex, he was doing this. That clip came from like some Insta Live shit he did.
Yeah.
And Lil C's was on there.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yo, Lil C's, you were there, da. And so whatever, Lil C's, he kind of said that it's a true story, but then he recanted later. He posted on his Instagram like, "Yo, I'm not disrespecting a dead man." So this is my whole thing with that, all right? Flex is a fucking pussy. He's a pussy, and this is why. If we don't know if that story's true, okay, Flex wasn't there. But let's just say, just for sake of argument, the story was true. Right. Let's say it was. Let's just say that happened.
Right.
Why didn't you say anything then? Dude, Flex was on the air at these times. Yeah. Why didn't you say anything then? This is what I'm saying. Pussy. Because now Pac is dead. He can't defend himself. So now he wants to come out and he wants to say shit.
But why would he even bring this up now in 2017?
Like I said,
there's no relevance to that conversation.
Because the niggas just looking at, let's not forget, Pac was inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Let's not forget, we talked about this last week. They're teaching university courses on Pac. Pac was a serious... he was very instrumental in this culture.
Absolutely.
And I get, it's no secret Flex doesn't like Pac. It's no secret at all. And so I get why he would wanna, or why he's not afraid to say these things against Pac. But it's just like, dude, why didn't you say it when he was alive?
Exactly.
He's a fucking pussy.
Like, you can't say something about the man when he's dead.
This is what I'm saying.
If you said, if Flex was to say this when man was alive,
It's a different story.
That would have been a completely different story. He would have had all of Death Row at his front door.
Fuck
man.
that. He would have had Pac at his door.
Well, yeah, and Suge.
Like, come on. Like,
But you got to think, man. Flex was probably shaking in his ass if this story was true and this actually really happened, and Pac really shot himself in the fucking leg, just for argument's sake. Like you said, Flex would have had the outlet to go on live radio
and say something.
And people would have had it on a fucking mixtape.
And
they would have put it out.
You know what the worst thing about
bullshit.
it is? The worst thing is the way Flex is positioning this is that whole shooting at Quad Studios. Yeah. He's saying this is what really escalated the Biggie and Pac beef. And we all know how that happened. Yeah. I'd rather ended up, they both died. Exactly. So what I'm trying to say is, if you knew that wasn't the case and you chose not to say anything, nigga, I would almost, and this may be reaching, but I would almost go as far as saying you're fucking probably part of the reason both these niggas is dead in the first place. Because if you would have said something that it wasn't Biggie that had any, then there wouldn't have been, it wouldn't have escalated to that point.
And they'd still be alive.
Am I lying?
That makes complete sense to me. Because if you
fucking guy.
Because think about it. If you know about something that could save somebody's life, would you not give them a heads up?
Of fucking course.
There you go. So why would you be sitting on that amount of information for what? How many years is this now?
It's been like, Pac died in like what, 96? Please quote me if I'm wrong.
96, 97, man.
I believe it was 96.
That's when shit started. That's when a lot of things started to change. So you're telling me you've been sitting on this shit for that long?
That's what I'm saying.
In your
the nigga's he's a fucking troll. Like I have lots of respect for what
he's done for the hip-hop
industry. Those
take
albums at the beginning. Yeah. Plus he broke records and shit like that.
You can't take anything away from him in that sense. But at the same time, Flex is looking for some attention right now.
And you know what I think it is? Like Flex has always been the guy for the exclusive. Okay, so now.
Oh, sorry, you can't forget about DJ Clue though.
Well, yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
I'm speaking to this situation.
You're just speaking to him.
Yeah. So now, since Flex has always been a guy to break new music, you always check Flex for the new shit. Yeah. You got to remember, Flex has been around. Flex has been around forever, right? Ever. So like, there's still this interest in like, you know what I mean? In like real hip hop and like the past and like the history, and there's a real interest in that. Yeah, believe it or not, with all the Lil Yachty's and Uzis and 21 Savages out there, there's still a real interest in the history of shit that was going down in the 80s, 90s, etc. So since Flex has been around, Flex not necessarily even been around as in he was active. No, I mean around. He was there. So Flex, he's got all these stories built up. Nobody's speaking on any of that shit. So Mr. Exclusive can't get an exclusive record. So what does he do next? He says, okay, let me give you some exclusive information. Shit that nobody else is talking about. Facts, according to him. Yeah. So that's why I think he's doing what he's doing, man. He's trending. I don't respect it.
I don't respect it at all. But yeah, and it's funny though, man. I need everybody to check out this clip of Funkmaster Flex on his radio station. It was a live show actually, and he had Designer on there doing a freestyle. I want to touch on. We'll touch on that on the next show, but I got to bring that up just for people to tune in to watch that when Designer freestyled in front of Funkmaster Flex, and he almost started crying at the end.
Who, like Flex or Designer?
Funkmaster Flex almost started fucking crying.
Like crying is in I'm proud of you, or crying is in
crying in disappointment. I was gonna send you the clip so you could see it. I almost started crying after listening to that.
It's
shit.
that bad.
Oh my God, Chris, it was horrible. And the way Flex ended that interview was like he almost was put in a position where he had to co-sign the shit and lobby it because there was probably a little bit of, paper underneath the table.
I don't know anything about that.
But after Designer stopped rapping or whatever the fuck he was doing, Funkmaster Flex, his eyes went red and a little bit wet. You know when somebody's about to cry, they get a little bit teary-eyed and you see their eyes get wet?
Yeah.
Funkmaster Flex was like, shout out to Brooklyn. I'm telling you, at the end of the video, man.
You know what's weird? It's like
I
know the segment you're talking about. Like Flex, he brings in these artists to rap.
Yeah.
To rap.
Yeah.
That's his shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
to hear bars.
But why would you bring in Designer?
But I'm telling you, there was a reason why he brought Designer in. It wasn't. I don't think Funkmaster Flex deliberately brought him in. I think somebody was like, "You got to put Designer on here.
Give him some exposure."
Remember who owns the radio stations in the U.S., man?
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
because Funkmaster Flex is there doesn't mean that he owns the shit. There's somebody
No,
above
yeah,
him.
no, Flex
There's somebody
is-
above him saying, "We need this guy to get on your radio station to give him some credibility."
Yeah, it's a look.
He's a mumble rapper.
It's a look.
What the fuck does Funkmaster Flex know about mumble rap, man?
What does anybody know about mumble rap? How the fuck do you decipher mumble rap? That's just like deciphering like the fucking the Da Vinci Code. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck, yo?
But that's some bullshit, man. You know,
with Designer, of course, I would be remiss not to get into your favorite rapper, Divine.
Oh, God.
Your favorite rapper. Listen, in case you guys don't know, Divine, he's actually a huge Lil Yachty fan.
oh yeah, man. I'm about to dye my beard red and put some beads in it. I'm about that life.
So fucking Cassidy, he had a few things to say about this. So Cassidy's active again. In case you guys don't know,
Cassidy's a beast.
He's
man,
a monster. He's actually doing a project with Swiss again. The Crook and the Thief, I believe it's called. But so Cassidy, he was fucking with the Rough Riders, and he hit the stage, and he had not the nicest things to say. Check it out.
Who the best MC? Me, J. Cole, or Kendrick? I miss the days when Jay took over the business. I witnessed Hova change the world. I'm a Jehovah Witness. I never chose to listen to Yachty and Lil
That was big to
Uzi.
say that in Brooklyn,
Let's take
too.
it back to
About
Jeezy, Weezy, and Lil Boosie. I might listen to Tip Ross and the Lil Gucci, but these little newbies make me feel a little woozy. I usually be wanting the Earl, cause Young and Maid are only one punching, but she still punch like a girl. Yo, you gotta be a trapper, be a crapper, be a backpacker, or know how to sing to be a rapper. Facts. Rough Rider.
Yo, what are your thoughts on that, man? Come on. Tell me you're not excited Cassidy's back. I want you to lie to me right now.
I'm gonna tell you honestly, man. Cassidy's been back in the game for a while. I've been following Cassidy on YouTube and just social media for quite a while, man. Cassidy's underrated, man. He's a real battle rapper.
The nigga's that's how we got in the game.
By battling, man. And that's what Cassidy's saying. Like, rappers now have to know how to sing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Lord Jamar, Jamar has a video on Vlad about that shit. About people, dropping the melodies in their lyrics, and Jay-Z does it.
Yeah, I caught that
does
too.
it.
Everyone fucking does it.
But it's cool to drop it here, in and out, pop it in and out. J. Cole does it. Kendrick does it.
You
don't do that shit.
Okay,
to a
yo,
whole
Divine,
album,
Divine.
man.
Is there an artist right now that's hot, that's charting, that could, in your opinion, could still rap? That's like on the level of like a Kendrick.
That can do
that doesn't do that singing shit, that just raps. Is there anyone that you could think of
that's charting on Billboard?
that's doing? Yes.
Not really. What do you? J. Cole. J. Cole does.
But
the
J.
same
Cole
shit.
sings.
Yeah, he sang. On
He
his whole-
sings.
what was it? The 2014 Forest Hill album.
Yes,
whatever?
yes,
He
he's
sang
singing
pretty
on
much
that
for
shit.
that whole album.
That's what I'm saying.
80%.
Yes.
So, but at the same time, that's J. Cole though. That's what he does.
But
You know
what
what I
I'm
mean?
trying to say is, like, I don't think you're gonna get a Cassidy album, and that's gonna happen. And I think what about a Nas?
No,
You think you're gonna hear Nas fucking trying to carry a tune?
absolutely not.
Nas is working on a new album.
Yeah, which I'm really excited about.
Do you think you're gonna listen to that album and hear Nas fucking trying to on auto tune and shit? Even Hove went to auto tune.
Yeah, but then he
for
made
like
a
a
song
half a
about.
second,
But then
exactly.
he made a song about the death of autotune.
Yeah, I don't want to stretch.
But
it.
anyways,
Yeah.
back to what you were saying about Nas. Nas has done a little bit of melody and harmonies and shit on it. Not harmonies, but melodies. Think of Street Dreams Are Made of These.
Fuck.
Everybody's looking for something.
He
Come
did do
on,
that.
man.
He did
Get the
do
fuck
that.
out of here,
Yeah,
man.
he
You
did
know
do
what I'm
that.
talking
I
about.
know. That
Nas has done a lot of, think about the album
But-
that we
but is-
discussed last time about that I Am album.
Yeah.
he did a lot of fucking.
But okay,
singing
so
and
is
all
that what you got to do now? Is that what you got to do?
KISSING. Come on,
All right, that's enough.
I listen to a lot of music, motherfucker. But I'm just saying.
But is that what you got to do now?
It seems so, because a lot of the people, you got to think, the audience for rap and hip hop has changed over the years. You could go into a store like the Hot Topics that sell buttons and fucking all these weird type of rocker shit, and they know who Lil Yachty is. They know who Designer is. They
But
know
is that
who,
good?
I
think that's good. That's got to be
it's
good,
good.
for hip hop.
That means that the culture is- that means the culture is growing.
Hold on. I need a full disclaimer.
Yep.
When I said it's good for hip hop, I mean it's good for the business of hip hop. The business of hip hop.
But you just-
we want that white money. We want that hot topic money.
But you just lumped Lil Yachty, Designer, and Lil Uzi Vert and 21 Savage and all those guys in the hip hop genre.
I did do that.
They're not hip hop, man.
They're not hip
That's
hop.
pop rap.
You just gave it a title.
We did, and
You
I'll
gave
tell
it a
you what,
brand.
It is a
lane.
brand
A
because that's
lane.
what it is. To me, when I turn on 99.9 Virgin Radio in the car, that is pop rap, and the reason why is because it had its time in the 90s as well, with our Vanilla Ice, our MC Hammer, our Young MC. The list goes on.
Yeah.
PM Dawn. The list goes on. So a lot of people right now are saying, fuck this mumble rap shit. Fuck all this pop rap shit. If you don't like it, don't listen to it. You have access to so much
Everything else, you don't have to listen to that.
You have access. It's just like TV. If you don't like The Bachelor,
Change the channel.
don't watch The Bachelor.
You know what though? I don't want this to get lost in this conversation, but like that whole lane of music you were talking about with the mumble rap,
Pop rap.
nobody has ever like coined like what that whole shit should be called, and pop rap just seems to fucking fit.
And the reason why, and I actually, if you listen to an interview once again, Lord Jamar on Vlad TV talks about it. If you're gonna have, you can't lump those dudes into hip hop.
Nah.
They need their own
Nigga, you can't
category.
You can't put a 21 Savage in the same fucking lane as like
Styles P.
a SP. Are you kidding me? I will murder you.
I'm
I will
sweating just
fucking
thinking about
kill
that.
you.
I'm sweating
if
just thinking
anyone
about
ever
that.
tries to put these two niggas in this, it's just not happening.
But even look at the cover of Double XL, the freshman one.
Oh fuck.
Dave East was on there with those dudes, and Dave East can out-rap any of those guys.
You know what?
That was
I
an
never-
embarrassment, man.
Yeah, but you know what? I think that whole freshman cover thing, I think it's just about controversy. They just put a whole bunch of fuck shit. Excuse me. No. The people who they put on that cover, they obviously do have potential, but I don't think that they look at the type of music that, you know, a Dave East is gonna make versus Uzi Vert's gonna make. They're just like, you know what, Dave East is hot right now doing this, Vert's hot doing this, and whatever. They're hot at the same time.
Yeah,
so
no,
they're
of
just gonna
course.
put them on the cover. And like I get what you're saying, but like that whole freshman cover shit is just a spark conversation. Man.
I know, but it's such bullshit, man. But back to the topic of that, I think realistically that shit needs its own category. Even when you go to Sunrise Records now that, you know, the other place is gone, when you go to a record shop, instead of hip hop, there should be a subcategory called pop rap. I'm not even joking.
Yo, I'm lobbying for that, man.
You know what I mean?
Yo, what do you guys
pop
think
rap.
about that, man? Leave it in the fucking
yeah,
comments. Like,
I
what
need
do
to- I need to know
I
what
mean,
people
pop
really think
rap
about
sounds
that.
like an actual thing
because
So-
that's what it is.
So sticking with the Lil Yachty, man.
Yeah.
Teenage Emotions, bro.
Yeah, I actually looked at that album cover, man.
Yeah, I want to preface this. So if you haven't seen the Teenage Emotions album cover, I'm going to give you, it's 2017. I imagine you have a smartphone. I'm going to give you 5 seconds to Google that right now, okay? At 5, I'm literally quiet, 5 seconds. Google Lil Yachty Teenage Emotions album cover. 5 seconds starts now. And that was 5 seconds. So if it hasn't popped up, if you're still searching, it's going to pop up any second. So if it has, I want you to look at the top left-hand corner of this album cover. Now, Lil Yachty's whole thing, and he was on Everyday Struggle with DJ Academics and Joe Budden. And he was, it was a pretty good check it out, man. Google that shit. It's amazing. And they talked about the cover. And if you're looking at it by now, you'll see two white dudes kissing. If you know anything, if you don't know nothing about hip hop, you at least know this. There's a lot of strong feelings when it comes to homosexuality in hip hop. Some people think there's a place for it. A lot of people think there isn't. Like, look at Macklemore. Like when he did that song, right? Like, a lot of people think there is not a place for gay in hip hop. So Lil Yachty, who's already the fucking like social pariah of hip hop, decides to put this shit on his cover. Now, I look at this. The first time I seen it, I'm not gonna lie. The first time I seen it, not just that, like, I mean, I got lots of gay friends, and that's like just the thing to say, I know. But the first time I seen it, I was like, this is some fuck shit. Not just because of the two dudes kissing. That's not why I'm saying that, but just the cover in general. And if you're looking at the cover, you know why I say some fuck shit. But then I seen him on The Everyday Struggle, and I was, getting a good grasp of what he was saying. Mm-hmm. And he's like, look, man, I feel like I'm the outcast in hip hop. Everyone on the cover is an outcast. So he had some
the albino guy.
The albino, exactly.
The girl with the green hair.
Exactly. There was somebody overweight, and of course, the two gay people kissing. So, gay love. So again, all outcasts. So I got that. When he said that, I was like, okay, you know what? I could rock with that. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on that, man?
You know what? I'm actually in your corner on this one, man. It's 2017. We're in a different era. We're in a different millennium. And I feel as though he had every right to put out that album cover the way he felt fit, because he is from a different generation. Maybe 20 years ago, that cover would not slide, but we're in a new era, man. Like, it's really tough for me to say anything negative because I'm not a teenager.
Right.
I'm a 42-year-old man.
True say. You're not growing up now.
No. So like, I'm not growing up with exposure to what they're exposed to. Mm-hmm. When I was growing up, I wasn't exposed to probably half of what they're exposed to or access to it. So I see exactly why Lil Yachty would have put out a cover like that. For him to say he's the new outcast, I could kind of see what he's meaning.
I don't not the new outcast as in the group, not but an outcast in hip hop.
Yeah. Like, I can see where he's coming from in that way, where, a lot of people are talking bad about Lil Yachty. I think he's just misunderstood in the industry because he doesn't really have a lane. He's not hip hop. He's not rap. He's kind of just in between. He's almost like a floater. I think he's just doing music just to have fun.
Yeah, but he said that. But don't you think he brought on all of this negative energy on himself?
But it worked in his advantage. And I think it's almost as though he put all of that negative shit out there in order to get the publicity. And now look it. When I go into work, man, I have people talking about Lil Yachty like he's one of the best out there.
Shut up.
I'm not even lying.
You better
man.
Shut the fuck up.
But I'm not lying.
Who's saying this? I want to know their skin tone right now. How black are they?
Not. But
yeah.
At the same time, I'm just saying, like, there's people who rate Yachty musically because they get his music. But I'm talking about people who are 20 to 25. I'm not talking about people who are 30 and plus.
Right.
But even Talib Kweli said he could rock with that Broccoli song. So
Me too. I'm not gonna front.
I tried listening to after I watched the Talib Kweli interview on Vlad.
Yeah, I feel like
I put my headphones on and I actually pressed play on the video, and I got through the whole thing, and I see where Lil Yachty's coming from and what he's trying to do. But it's just not my sound. But he has his audience.
Yes, he does.
He put out that album cover for a reason, because you know what's gonna happen. Do you know how many people are gonna go out and buy that album now? And
because of the cover?
Yeah, they're gonna buy it off of Amazon, or they're gonna buy a hard copy from a store, because he's showing support for every single person out there.
You know what? Okay,
and I applaud him for that.
Okay, you know why I get the applaud for that, and I agree with that if he's doing it for genuine reasons. But
I hope so.
But he could just be exploiting that, though, right?
it could be a double edge on that.
You know that shit. He could really be like, oh, okay, so this is the wave. There's a lot of people who are misunderstood, just like every fucking teenager in every generation. But this is 2017, so let me tap into all the people who are feeling uncomfortable in their own skin, obesity, fucked up, whatever. And let me put that shit on my album cover and be like, yeah, I get it. I get where you're coming from, but really I don't, because I don't give a fuck about you. But this is going to work for me, and I'm going to do that.
I would hope it's. Do
you think is that possible?
No,
it's that? Why
no,
not? Why not? Why can't that be? Why can't it be that?
You know, I would
It's the
hope
music industry, dog.
I
Milli
understand.
fucking Vanilli, dog.
I understand, and I understand where you're coming from, and I understand your argument.
That happened.
Shout out to Milli Vanilli. Well, only one of them. Rest in peace to the other member.
Yeah.
But
that
I mean,
happened.
come on, man. Like, and I'm gonna tell you this because I watch Vice a lot, and there was a special on a lot of the guys that do all this type of music, and one of the interviews was based on Lil Yachty.
Yeah.
And he still lives at home with his mom and his dad to this day. Yeah,
Milli
his mom
Vanilli?
doesn't want him moving out because of the loose girls and all of this. And it's funny that when we see what we see in videos, it rings true to how youthful he is because he still lives at home and he still has good family values.
We're talking about Yachty.
Yachty lives in the suburbs.
At home with his mom?
At home with his mom.
Dope.
He bought his mom a car.
That's
He has
dope.
his own.
That's dope.
Yeah, he has his own BMW. If you haven't seen it on Vice, tune it in, man. Like, it's a whole special on all these rappers from the South who are doing all this new type of music that's out. And they've had a feature for a good chunk of it. I still have it in my PVR about his life and and how he started and the label that grabbed him up.
Capital.
And the type of music that he does.
Yeah.
And he just wants to have fun with it, man. And I get it because we had our kid in play. We had our time where we had the fun rap.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, this is a little bit different, mind you. But I get what he's trying to do.
You know what I think
I'm
it
not
is?
co-signing
No,
it.
no,
But I get it. There's a lane for everything.
You know what I think it is, though, man? I think a lot of, like, us older guys, we look at shit like, you know, hindsight's 2020, right? So, like, we attack these younger artists who are extremely popping right now and doing fuck shit. And we're like, yo, do you realize you got the world by the nuts? Do you realize that? Okay, what are you doing with that? And you understand what I'm saying?
But do you think that Lil Yachty, Uzi Vert, or 21 Savage and those guys are gonna grow out of this? And that one day they're gonna wake up and say, "I gotta cut these braids off, and I gotta do some real shit."
No, if you want me to be honest with you, I don't even think they're gonna make it that far. I think they're hot right now.
You
they're
don't
hot
know that
now.
though. That's what they said about Nas. Illmatic could have been his only album.
Nigga, Illmatic was Substance. Please,
But
okay, I'm gonna
what?
kill you right
no,
now.
No, no,
I am
no, no,
going
no,
to
no, no.
fucking kill you.
Think about this though. Think about how many MCs were out back in that day. Think about that. Think of how many didn't make it. Think of how many classic albums there were back in the early 90s. There was many classic albums. There's artists that I'm actually revisiting now that I never even fucking listened to back in the 90s.
Listen, I don't mean to cut you off, but for all you guys tuning in, when it comes to the hip hop fucking history and shit like that, the Vine's the one that you're going to get the knowledge from. So with that, I want you to tell me one group or rapper from the 90s who had a classic album that is nowhere to be found now. Because I'm not putting you on the spot,
I'm not gonna say
but I truthfully don't know.
I'm not going to say nowhere to be found, but think about Redman. Redman's one of the most underground artists.
Redman's a bad example.
Tell me the last album that Redman put out that actually popped off, man, and sold over 100,000 copies. Because you can't name one.
Redman's a bad example.
Yeah, shut up. You know I love you like a brother, but shut up.
All right,
but it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. And you can admit to that. Because
I have to.
The first album that he put out, what's the 411 or whatever it was called?
Yeah.
Was a classic. Hands down. And then he put out albums after that. There's a Dark Side.
Muddy Waters.
Muddy Waters was fucking fantastic.
What was the other one that
Something
he went
about
platinum?
the Doc. It was like
Doc's the name. He went platinum on that.
Okay, but think about this. What year are we in now? 2017?
Yeah.
Go to the record store and try and find a new Redman album.
Man, I go online to try to find a new Redman album.
Hey, I shop at record stores. But think about it. I'm just trying to prove a point.
I know you are.
So think about Lil Yachty waking up just like Jaden Smith just cut off his dreads. Think about Lil Yachty waking up in the morning saying, "Mom, I got to get rid of this red hair and these braids and these beads." "All right, sweetie. All right, I'm going to go cut them off, man." I'll be back in a minute. Comes back and looks fresh with a fade, cleans up himself, takes the gold front,
a part of fucking society,
and starts researching. I think what the problem is right now is the young kids like Yachty, Uzi, and all those dudes aren't going back and researching the craft. That's the biggest problem.
But that's what I'm saying, though. A lot of people. Okay, look, there's two arguments to that, Divine. If you want to say the old heads, air quotes, by the way.
Yeah.
We're like, dude, you need to fucking understand the culture that made you rich.
Of course.
Crack a book, learn something.
You don't have to crack a book. Open up the internet and watch shit.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean.
Watch some brand Nubian videos, some Pete Rock, and see how smooth and know what the fuck's going on.
But his lane, his generation is saying why.
I know.
And why? And the reality is why. You know why I say, you know why I could almost, I'm teetering, I'm on the fence, and I'm actually convincing myself almost to their side, is because if his side is saying why the fuck should we care so much about real hip hop if what we're doing isn't real hip hop? Does anybody bust fucking Britney Spears' face open
for not doing real music?
For not but like, does anybody do that when you don't sound like Whitney, or you don't sound like Aretha? You're not doing real R&B. No.
Well, they do.
They let that shit slide.
Well, and
that's pop, right?
Britney Spears has been fucked up a lot. People do fuck up Britney
But
Spears.
they don't fuck her up. They don't put her in. They don't like grill her because she doesn't know that fucking like real fucking R&B blues shit, or she doesn't sing like that. Nobody comes at the pop artists like that. But
because hip hop, we hold true and endear to our hearts.
But remember, they're doing pop rap.
But they're being categorized as hip hop.
That's the problem. That's the mistake.
Well, then we got to knock on some doors, man. We got to say, look, you got to change that name to pop rap.
Listen, man.
Stop saying it's hip hop.
Listen,
Fuck off.
Listen, man. Facts. I agree 100%. And listen, I'm actually going to listen to the album.
Are you serious?
Teenage Emotions, man.
No, you know what? Maybe, you know what? Okay. I'm going to agree with you.
I got that.
I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to agree with you. And listeners, you got to understand that this is a hip hop show. Mm-hmm. So we have to have open minds on this.
Absolutely.
So Chris and myself, Mike Divine, are going to listen to this album. Both of us.
I'll let you know, man.
We're going to come back to you after we listen to it and tell you feedback. We're going to give you feedback.
I'll let you know. Yo, listen, Divine, last week, you were telling me you're going to a show.
Yeah, I'm going to see Odyssey on May 27th, man.
So if you went to this show, right?
Yeah.
And you bought the tickets. How much were the tickets?
I don't know, like $22 or something.
$22, right?
Yeah,
so,
like
you already said you have a daughter.
Yeah.
So I imagine you probably got a sitter lined up.
Well, I'm going. The wife doesn't. She's not going.
Okay.
Well, she might be. I don't know.
Okay. The point is, you get to the show, and Odyssey doesn't get on until like fucking 5 a.m. What's your thoughts on that?
By 5 a.m., man, there better be some hors d'oeuvres, and some fucking wine going around in that.
You're pissed, right?
Oh, and to tell you the truth, I've been in that situation where artists are late, or we get there and it's like, oh, unfortunately, the show's canceled due to they couldn't get across the border.
Are you still in contact with Lauryn Hill?
I've been once in a while, send each other texts, whatever.
How do you feel about her constantly missing shows, not showing up to shows? She recently had a show that she was like 3 hours late to, and then she canceled the next show and so forth.
I think the question should be more like, it's not like people don't know that she comes late.
Can't be serious.
It's not like it's been happening for like a decade now.
That's not an excuse.
So you just got to buy into that. If that's what you into, then you shouldn't complain, because there's a good chance that she's going to be late for whatever the reasons are. It could be good reason. I don't know, but I'm just saying. I don't think people should complain about it.
You should just accept the fact that she's late all the time.
Well, there's two choices you have. You either accept the fact or you don't go.
I love how Proz is like,
oh my
you either accept it or you don't go.
Yo, that's too fucking funny. Yo, Listen, if you guys haven't seen that, Praz on Vlad TV, man, watch the full interview. It's fucking hilarious. So, this nigga is trying to tell us that it's okay if you pay your good money to go see an artist and they show up late.
It's horrible. Like, come on, man. Why is he defending her like that, man?
I mean, and the other thing too is like Lauryn Hill, man. She's a real talent. So she's like
Such a loss to the music industry.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
what
a
the
huge
fuck happened?
Like, me have to say one thing to Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
Come back to the music industry and see about
But come back proper. She's still doing shows.
Yeah, she's still doing shows, but she's losing fans because she keeps fucking up. Just come to work on time.
That's what I'm trying to say.
How hard is it to say?
Like,
People pay good money to come and see a show. Because
Yeah.
I go to a lot of shows, bro. Like a lot of shows. When I know there's a show, I try to get to every single one.
Yeah,
of them.
that's a fact, though.
You know what I mean? I try to pull you out to shows too. But what I'm trying to say is, like, just show up. Even if 10 minutes late, I can understand an excuse.
Yeah.
But you're coming 3 hours late, and Mans is standing in the crowd with his girl, and his girl's getting hyped to see Lauryn Hill, and she doesn't even show up or comes 3 hours late.
Yo, bro, this is shit that's been happening for 10 years. So
why do people still support
this is
her
what I'm
then?
saying. To Peraz's point, he's like, yo, if you go to a horror movie, you're going to get scared, right? Like, that's why you're going to a horror movie. You understand what I'm saying? You know what to expect. So to his point, he's like, yo, if you're going to go buy a ticket to a Lauryn Hill concert, the bitch just may not show up. You understand what I'm saying? Would you ever go to a Jeezy show?
Young Jeezy?
Yeah. I feel like if I have to go to a Young Jeezy show, I may die that night.
Yeah, I was just going to say I'd want to wear a bulletproof vest.
Yeah.
Because, you know what? I only listened to one of Young Jeezy's albums.
I like Jeezy.
I'm not saying he's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, like, Jeezy's cool.
Yeah.
He's not one of my favorites. He's fun to listen to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like a Rick Ross almost. Fun to listen to, but I'm not going to buy his album.
You know what? Actually, with that, I want to just talk about that Ross for a second. I actually listened to his latest shit, Rather You Than Me.
How is it? What do you think?
Really fucking good, man.
Yeah?
The only reason because
Maybach music.
the only reason why I listened to it was because Bud and co-signed it.
Okay.
And
Joe Budden.
Bud and co-signed it, and he's a lyricist. So I said, all right, what the fuck? There's some dogs barking. Black people don't like dogs.
No, that's some scary shit, man.
Very, very scary situation
If
happening.
I see a cross burning, I'm out of this bitch.
God. But no, listen, I listened to the album.
Yeah.
Very lyrical, man.
Yeah?
Rick Ross.
And you know what, though? Rick Ross's first album wasn't that bad, man.
What, Port of Miami? It was Port of Miami.
Yeah. But you got to think, man, even Posthumous from De La Soul, man, admits that he fucks with some of Rick Ross. And those are real underground dudes.
But you know what it is? Like, I think it's almost like the Drake shit with the ghostwriting. It's always going to be like a little blemish on their record.
Of course.
Rick Ross makes incredible music, man. And he's got bars. But it's just that CO shit. The Drake with the fucking ghostwriting shit.
Yeah.
People are always going to talk about how great they are. You can't deny that they know how to make records. Good fucking records and bodies of work, albums. But it's always going to be a fucking blemish on their fucking, their track record.
But they have to do that.
But like, I think that the album's amazing, man. You should take it in.
And that's the one where he has like a crown on his head.
Yeah, he has a crown on his head.
Yeah, you know what? I was going to check it out, man, because honestly, I didn't listen to anything after the first album of Rick Ross.
What about Big Sean?
I'm not a fan of Big Sean.
Nigga!
It's funny because...
Yo, you know what? I'm fucking lobbying for Big Sean from now on.
And you know what? You have to make me understand this. And wifey, shout out to the wife, she does not understand why people fuck with Big Sean the way they do.
No.
And I don't understand it either.
No. Listen, okay, here's what I
don't get it.
I have an idea.
I don't get it.
I have an idea why people shy away from Big Sean.
I don't like his voice. I don't like his voice.
The voice?
I don't like his voice, man.
Are you serious?
I don't like his voice.
Do you like bars?
I like bars, but I don't like the way Big Sean sounds, man.
Do you like remember, obviously you know Big Pun. Big Pun was like the nigga that rapped really fast. Do you like Big Pun's flow?
I like Big Pun's flow and I like Big Pun's voice, man.
I'm not talking about the voice.
I liked his flow. I just don't like Big Sean.
Because Big Sean also raps very fast.
Don't care.
And he's got bars.
I don't care.
Yo, Big Sean goes fucking in. I listened to his album. I decided.
Okay, but let me cut you off, man. Just for a second. You know when you just don't find something appealing about a specific artist?
Yeah. No.
Like,
no.
for me,
No.
No. You're telling me you like every single artist out there.
No, I'm not saying that.
Like, for example.
But you said appealing.
He's not. There's something
said
that just.
appealing.
There's just something that doesn't make me want to tune in and watch anything.
You
about
can't
Big
do that.
Sean.
You can't do that. That's being fucking like.
No, and I don't mean appealing as in the way he looks. I mean, just,
I know there's just something about him you don't like, and that's not fair.
I don't like
because
his voice.
with that logic,
But if I don't like his
with
voice,
that
why would
logic,
I listen to
with
it?
that logic, a lot of people are missing out on Andre 3000. That nigga dresses like a fucking pirate.
Yeah, but Andre 3000's voice and flow is phenomenal. But
Listen,
I don't like.
Okay,
Big
how about
Sean's
this?
voice.
How about this then? You're walking in the record store.
Yeah.
Okay. There's music playing, but
Yeah.
not Andre, not Outkast.
Yeah.
And you're in the rap section, and you pick up an Outkast CD.
Yeah.
And you see fucking Andre 3000 in some pants made of feathers.
Is this without knowing who they are, though?
Of course it is.
Okay,
Of
so
course it
this
is.
is-
Of course. Yes.
this is me
you don't
not
know.
knowing
This
who.
is you not knowing.
Yeah, okay.
And you look at that picture and you say, fuck that. And you throw it down and you pick up a Young Jeezy album. Why? Because Jeezy looks like a rapper.
He has a fitted cap on and sunglasses.
Thank you. So the point that I'm trying to make is you're missing out, Doc.
But but once again, you're basing it on appearance. I'm not talking about.
But what I'm trying to,
What
you're
he
basing it
looks
on voice.
I don't
So,
like
but
his
what
voice.
I'm saying though is in order for some, like the appearance is first, dog. At least with Big Sean, you get to at least hear what he's saying. So you're not just basing it on the voice. Like there's other shit to it. You could just look at Andre and be like, fuck no. But Andre's spitting some shit.
Right.
He's spitting some shit.
And I hear
you
what you're
gotta,
saying.
You gotta give it a chance.
I hear what you're saying, but there's a lot of MCs out there and rap artists that, yeah, they can hold their own on the mic, but I don't like their voice.
So that's it.
And when I say voice, I mean I don't like their tone when they're rapping.
Yeah.
And Big Sean, to me, his voice is not appealing. There's even Drake songs that I can't listen to.
So even though
because I don't like the way he sounds
So
on the song.
even though
It's
Big
weird.
Sean is giving you bars
to him, I don't really.
Oh my!
I don't really hear bars from Big Sean.
This guy, what?
I don't represent for that shit, man.
Oh my God!
First of
you
all-
need to listen to the I Decided album.
First of all, he needs to change his name from Big Sean.
I knew you were gonna say it. I fucking knew you were gonna say
It's
that.
corny.
Today earlier, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, why don't people like Big Sean? Is it because of his name?
I don't like
Is the
the name
corny?
either. Like Andre 3000 to me sounds fresh. Big Boy to me sounds fresh.
The name of our show is called The Fucking Chop Up. The name sucks.
But think about it though. The chop up. Think about what we do. We chop up every
come
fucking
on,
interview.
Don't fucking give me. Big Sean's tall.
I don't
His
like
name
it.
is Sean. He's tall.
I don't like his,
There you go.
I don't like his name. I don't like his rap.
You know what you need to do?
I don't want to listen to
No,
it. But
yes.
I'm gonna listen to it just like
If I'm gonna listen to the Teenage Emotions,
just as I am.
and you know what you need to do, you little fucker, you need to listen to it properly the same way I'm gonna listen to.
All right,
Teenage
listening
Emotion.
audience.
I'm gonna actually listen to that album.
Okay.
Okay.
And
like,
then we're gonna come
legit.
back. We're gonna come back and we're gonna revisit that idea.
This fucking
Listening audience, I can pinky swear that I will listen to that fucking album.
So enough of the Big Sean. Let's get into some classics.
I don't want to
man.
hear his voice.
Let's get into what? You're a fucking asshole.
Love you.
And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the
Classic. Times. Classic. I'm better than I ever been. I rock him, the fiend of a microphone. Yeah.
So basically every single week we're going to talk about a classic album. So for all you Lil Yachty fans and Uzi Vert fans out there, this is where you guys get to crack open that virtual book and you get to learn.
Yeah.
Okay, what's on the docket this week? What's the classic album we're talking about?
Yo, we're talking about the almighty Wu-Tang Clan.
Wu-Tang Killer.
To the 36 game on, it's the ghost. Face killer. One of the best fucking albums I think I've ever heard.
Oh
in
my
life.
God. Yo, what's the illest line from that? What's you know what? If when you say 36 Chambers Wu-Tang Clan,
Yeah.
What's the one line that just pops into your head?
Raw, I'ma give it to you with no trivia. Like cocaine straight from Bolivia. My hip hop will rock and shock the nation like the Emancipation Proclamation. And that's you, God, though, man. People slept on that,
dude, for good reasons. I don't think You Got could put together a body
You
of
Got
work.
no, his solo albums were shit, but when he fucking came off, that's one of my favorite songs on the album, The Mystery of Chess Boxing.
Yeah.
I could watch that video. I actually watched it last night before I went to bed because it's one of my favorite videos, hip-hop videos of all time. From start to finish, that album was just so well constructed.
You know, RZA did all the production.
Oh, well, you can tell, man. Listen to the drums, listen to the samples, listen to the little guitar riffs that he did in there. And everything was done by that man.
Yeah. And he put together the group, too.
Yeah.
And then, like, did you ever think about the actual 36 Chambers, like the meaning of that, like where that came from? So,
well, I know it was all based on old kung fu movies.
Well, no, you know? Well, yes, but like the actual 36 Chambers. So this is one theory. So apparently, the true meaning of the album's title, it's according to the 5% philosophy, right? So, known as supreme mathematics, the number 9, right, means to bring into existence. So obviously you guys know there was 9 members in the Wu-Tang Clan. So it continues to say this meant everything to the group's debut album. So the group was made obviously 9 people, each whom had 4 chambers in their heart, right? So when you kind of break it down and you do the math,
that's a mathematics,
right? So nine members of the group. Everybody has 4 chambers of the heart. 9 times 4 is 36. 36 chambers, right? So, I mean, it's a theory. It doesn't mean that it was true.
That's some deep shit, though, man.
Right?
And it's funny because I was also watching an interview with Raekwon, and he was talking on Method Man, and the reason why they put one of his solo tracks on the B-side.
METHOD.
Man.
But yo, they put that shit, it was either that one, like they said, yo, we fuck with the cow because like he's that light-skinned dude who all the ladies are gonna go crazy over.
Yeah.
So they almost put it over there because they knew that track was gonna be a little bit of a crossover.
They recognized it.
They recognized it. So they put like Protect Your Neck, and then they put a B-side on that shit with just Meth by himself. And they knew from the hop that Meth was gonna be that one to break out of the group. And he even said, like Raekwon even said, he's like, yo, even if one of us made it out of the whole leap of us, that would have been the illest shit.
But you know what's funny, and I don't want to stray away from this, but going back to what we were saying about, you know, rappers today singing, being melodical and shit, Method Man, his whole fucking flow was like that. So even they caught it from earlier on. So the album was obviously a fucking classic. All Music gave it 5 stars.
Even the interludes, man.
Fucking
interludes.
Rolling Stones gave it 4 out of 5. Obviously The Source, which is a bullshit thing, The Source gave it 4.5 out of 5. Double XL.
That should have got 5 mics. That should have got.
You know what I'm saying? Like honestly, it was a fucking classic album. So a little unknown fact about that album. Apparently, 36 Chambers was fueled by canned goods. So so basically, back in the day, obviously, you know, these niggas was grimy and shit. They didn't really have a lot of money. So while they were recording, Ghostface, he would frequently make shoplifting trips to the grocery stores. He would purposely like wear baggy clothes and shit, throw in like fucking canned food in his gear, come back and feed the rest of the crew. This is all while they were actually recording the album. Protect Your Neck, their first single, they spent $300 to make that fucking single. Guess how much they paid? Not guess how much, but guess how they paid for it. Fucking coins, dog.
Coins.
They paid for the fucking studio time in coins. Wow. Yo, you know what I never got about the album, which always kind of bothered me, but I guess it's just like niggas cracking on each other. Remember like the interlude where they're cracking on Method Man? And they're like saying something about it. He's like, "Oh, my Ghostface killer tape or whatever." Like,
yeah,
remember that shit? They
going to get my cult to cipher God. Like, yeah.
And they make him sound so fucking stupid. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder why that was.
I don't know.
You know what? I would love to get an interview with Method Man.
Is he
like,
dead?
Yo, Meth, man. Is
he's like,
what the fuck do you mean? Is he fucking dead? These niggas laying there with all type of crazy blood. Yo, easy.
Is he dead? You know what I'm saying? But like,
I'm going to get my cult to cipher God.
What's your favorite song on the album?
I would have to say it's between Sorry, it would have to be between The Mystery of Chess Boxing and Cream.
Dude, I would have to go. Well, obviously good picks. I would have to go with, and I'm actually going to change my favorite line.
Hold on, and a close third to that is Tears.
Yeah.
After, like, oh my
that
God.
beat is so fucking gross, man.
The whole, it's hard for me to even really pick just one song.
Mine is Shame on a Nigga.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Shame on a nigga who tried to run game on a nigga. And my favorite line, I'm gonna take back the original. My favorite line on the album is Hut 1, Hut 2, Hut 3, Hut. Oh, dirty bastard, live and uncut.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know
that
what?
shit stands out.
Enough respect, man. And Old Dirty Bastard.
Fuck your ass up.
I'm telling you, that album, honestly, there's nothing that compares to that, man.
Absolutely, man. If you guys are going to go check out the albums we talked about on this episode today, so whether it be the Rick Ross, whether it be the Big Sean,
which we're going to listen to. We're going to listen to it.
Whether it be the fucking Lil Yachty, Teenage Emotions. Make sure you check out Wu-Tang Clan 36 Chambers.
And if you haven't listened to Wu-Tang, that's an album you got to listen to on headphones and just take it in, man.
Absolutely.
Listen
man.
to all the lyrics, listen to all the punchlines, and definitely take in the interludes because they're hilarious.
So, Divine, listen, man, I want to wrap it up, but I mean, with that, I also want to talk about something else. It's not hip hop, but it has to do with where we stay at, man.
It was one of Justin Trudeau's more controversial promises as he campaigned to become prime minister, a national plan to legalize pot.
The Liberal Party is committed to legalizing and regulating marijuana, controlling it in a way that is going to protect our kids and remove criminal elements from it. And we're going to get started on that right away.
Things haven't gone as fast as legal marijuana advocates would have liked, but CBC News has learned they will soon see some action. Legislation will be announced during the week of April 10th. Ottawa will be in charge of making sure the supply is safe and secure and will license producers. The provinces will be free to decide how marijuana is distributed and sold. They will also have the right to set price. And while Ottawa will set the minimum age to buy and use at 18, provinces will have the option of raising it. As for Canadians who want to grow marijuana at home, they will be limited to 4 plants per household. If everything goes to plan and this legislation gets parliamentary approval, then marijuana will be fully legalized and regulated for sale by Canada's birthday next year. The target date for implementation is July 1st, 2018.
How fucking crazy is that?
That's crazy. But you know what, though? It's overdue, man.
You know what? Like, honestly, when I heard that clip or when we just played it, like, I don't want to talk about how great it's going to be for that to finally be legalized. There's lots of reasons.
Lots of reasons.
Everybody has their own reasons why it should be. Okay, and that's fine. So the reason I want to talk about this is I'm watching the Kardashian show last Sunday.
Yep.
And there's a commercial that comes on. And the commercial, it's kind of similar to like the Mothers Against Drunk Driving commercial. And they're spouting a whole bunch of statistics about,
driving high.
And
yep.
I don't know, man. It just kind of pissed me the fuck off.
I'm actually gonna talk to that point that you just said.
Yeah.
I grew up with a lot of people who smoke weed and got behind the wheel of a car, and I never in my life have heard of anybody smoking weed and getting into a car accident.
Now, full disclaimer here, this isn't us promoting.
I'm not condoning shit. I'm not condoning shit
at all. I'm just saying, I want you listening right now, think about your entire life, your experience being in a car with somebody you know is high. Didn't drink.
Smoked.
They didn't pop a shroom.
No.
They just smoked. And think about how you felt when you were in that car. Were you nervous? Really? Were you fucking nervous? Like, I get it. Like, I do, because at the same time, like, yes, they're making it legal, but there's still, laws around that.
Of course,
right?
there has to be.
I get that, but it's just like the way they're projecting it, like, come the fuck on.
They're comparing weed smoking to alcohol
You
consumption.
can't do that. And that's what pissed me off.
They're two different entities.
Yes, very much.
That's like saying chocolate ice cream has the ability to taste like vanilla.
It's not happening.
It will never happen. Alcohol and weed smoke have nothing to do with one another.
Mm-hmm.
One is grown, one is made in a factory.
And that's the end of that conversation.
Right? Like if I can't grow alcohol in my backyard. I can grow even
just the sound of it sounds
it sounds stupid. It sounds absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
But a plant that grows from the ground up and is put into something to smoke
Yeah.
to maybe help you for anxiety, help you to sleep at night, cancer. Oh, I just was watching this show on Vice because I watch Vice a lot. Weed a Kid. It's called Weed a Kid.
Yeah.
And it helps children with autism.
Come
on. There's a spray.
On,
they make it into a liquid.
Yeah.
There's this girl who had to, not smuggle it, but she had to take it across to her friends in the U.S. from one part of the U.S. to the other in these little spray bottles.
Yeah.
That it's legal.
Yeah.
It's made in a laboratory. And they spray it in the kid's mouth on their tongue, and it helps with autism.
Yeah, there's a certain part of weed, and forgive my ignorance here, but there's a certain part of weed that actually is specifically, it's like, for like medicine. So they can like basically work the weed to take out all the THC and just get the benefits of the medicine.
Exactly.
And they could even grow it like that.
Of course they can.
But you can't do any of this shit with liquor.
Okay. I'm not an avid smoker. I have an occasional cigarette here and there.
Right.
So if we were to go outside right now and you were like, yo, Divine, I have a pack of smokes. Here, take a drag of this. I would get the fucking biggest head rush.
Yeah, because you don't
because
smoke off.
If I don't smoke a cigarette in 2 months and I smoke a cigarette,
fuck.
That shit, if I got into the car, my head would be spinning.
Right.
Because I don't smoke. So tell me what the avid effects are in that. Do you know what's inside of a cigarette? Rat poisoning, all type of pesticides.
And you can smoke cigarettes while you're driving and shit.
But you can't smoke a spliff because it's going to alter the way you drive. But you can smoke a cigarette. So give me a cigarette or give me a spliff and tell me which one is going to make me crash my car faster.
So let me ask you a question. And we'll wrap up.
Yeah.
So you're at a party. You've got a couple to drink. Fine. And you got friend A who's been bunning it down. I'm talking about you walked in the door, Divine. This man's bunning a big blunt.
Like a Bob Marley spliff.
Yes, and he's been smoking all night. All night. All right. You got friend B who's been casually drinking.
Okay.
He's not throwing them back. But he's drinking.
It's funny, the situation you're saying, I've actually been there.
So he's drinking.
Okay.
Now it's time for you to go home. Obviously, tons of other options, but for the sake of this scenario, you got to choose one.
Definitely.
Whose car are you getting in?
I'm not choosing friend B.
The guy drinking.
I'm not choosing the drinking guy.
And by the way, parents, you guys need to fucking know a big part of high school, other than getting good grades, making the dean's list and graduating, is spending your lunch break driving around getting high in vans.
And hotboxing that.
And hotboxing. So that's something that you guys should be aware of. You guys, thank you so much for tuning into episode number 2.
The Chop Up.
Chop Up. You guys, don't forget to follow me at The Ignorance is Free with a Z on Instagram. Also on Twitter at I'm Chris Green. Listen, if you missed the show, okay, maybe you caught a little piece of it. Go to the YouTube channel. The Ignorance is Free with the Z. The entire show is going to air right there, man.
Yeah, man. This is Mike Divine, man. This was a pleasure doing this again, man.
At some point, Divine will have some form of social media. I promise you guys will be able to
it's
follow
coming.
up soon.
It's coming. I'm on Facebook. You can always look me up on Facebook at Mike Divine, man. DEVINE. Shout me out. But, yo, I know we forgot about a couple topics today. We can
always go back on that.
We're talking about Black Lives Matter. I don't know nothing about the Black Lives Matter. I'm gonna do the little Wayne voice right now. I don't know nothing about nothing that has nothing to do with me. Black Lives Matter. What the fuck is that? I'm a rich motherfucker.
Oh my god, yo, make sure you tune in for next week for that shit.
It's Weezy, baby.
Yo, big ups to Mike Divine, man, for having us at Maximum FM, man.
Thank you, Chris, man. I appreciate it, Chris Green. Puzzle, aka.
Yo, next week, 9 to 10. I'm out. Super nigga Black Powers. Activate.
Peace out, yo.